Well, hello to everyone out there in the internet land. I hope everyone's doing well. I was just going to make a quick video here. Being careful of using certain words and this type of thing. It's unfortunate we have to speak in codes these days. Otherwise, you get your viewpoints taken away. And I'm in no way suggesting that my viewpoint is a correct one. Or, it just happens to be my personal observations. This actually has to do with this thing that's going on in the Middle East. And a ruling by a certain court, the ICJ, and their choice of wording and the lack thereof. And y'all, this is not intended to be political. This video is to show how easy it is for a few to manipulate the masses. And being a certified clinical hypnotist, I can tell you that one person that knows exactly what they're doing and knows how to word things can do either great good or great harm. And I do have a background in this, and besides years of research into mind control, and this is a thing which I noticed because I watched that live, and it was the way that they presented their verdict, and that the question and interest that is doing all of the indiscriminate killing, that they must refrain from any type of aggressions or whatever that would result in genocide. This is their words, okay? Or I'm paraphrasing this. But at the same time, this same court did not call for a ceasefire, an immediate ceasefire. Then you get across the pond and you're in the other country, the United States, which is, for some unknown reason, a big backer of that country in the Middle East, considering they are less than 2% of the population. I'll let you work out the numbers yourself and follow the money. But on the other side of the pond, across the pond, whatever that old saying is, the spin doctors, which they call them in this country, it's like a politician, a very high-level politician. I won't get into the names of the departments or their personal names, but they're called spin doctors, and the world listens to them. They give a press conference, and what they have said from that very day, within hours of this verdict from this court, was something along the line, and this is one of the head politicians that their role is to tell the majority what the truth is. Their truth, the minority of people, that's their head guy that is going to tell the masses, the majority, what the truth is. Spin. But see, there can be another word used for this other than spin. It's called fucking mind control. Excuse my French. Sometimes I speak French. It is out and out mind control, because I happen to get a clip of this, and I'm really not into politics. I'm not into politicians. I mean, if their lips are moving, they're lying. This is an old saying in this country, and it's the truth. Because immediately this person is saying that they still are behind this country, in particular in the Middle East, Israel. I believe I've already said it anyways. It doesn't matter. It's all a matter of public record. It's not like I'm making this crap up. But this person says that and the thing about it is, when they use it, he doesn't say I. He doesn't say so and so. He includes the whole country in his lie. His mind control is what it is. This is what I'm getting at here. Is that, for example, the United States still believes that Israel is justified in what they're doing, and we believe the United States is not committing genocide. When anybody that's watched any of that, most people have no idea about anything, but that's a whole nother thing. And that's their business, you know. It's probably best not to look at that stuff, but it's hard not to come across clips or headlines or something these days of this stuff. And to me, when I look at that, I can see exactly what they are doing. It is no different. Well, let me rephrase it. There's a fine line with the techniques that they use to mind control people, and being a certified clinical hypnotist, I can tell you one of the ways that they do this is through repetition. And this is exactly what this guy is doing. And though yesterday I kind of took a break from all of that, and you know, for the most part, but they produce, and it wouldn't have to be anything. It would, in hypnosis land, it would be called a suggestion. But you repeat it over and over and over and over and over and over until this, for example, this color blue, and you can tell it's blue. You can look at it and you can tell this color is blue. Excuse me. But over repetition, they keep telling you that color is red. You hear that enough times, and that color blue becomes the color red. And not only have I done not only have I done this in fun with people's consent, I have a couple of videos somewhere on this hypnosis channel that here is that or if it's on the other channel, the Wizard, it may not be, because I do try to keep these separate, but I'm really shadow banning everything currently, so whatever. But I've been putting them on the same channels, and that's just the way it's rolling right now. But I saw this guy in a bar type setting, a bar type restaurant setting. He was with these young ladies, and it was for fun. And this hypnotist said to this lady that he asked her what color her car was, and in the conversation, without her being even aware of it, he had suggested to her that her car out in the parking lot was a different color. And so after the suggestion had put in there, they get up, they all walk outside, and they're looking for her car. She cannot see her car. It is one color now, presently, but see, her car was really there. It's just through suggestion, she could not see her car. She even went to the point, she said, well, I have that same type of car, but it's the wrong color. Of course, everyone else could see that the color was, in fact, what it originally was. And see, this is how these spin doctors, these ministers of lies, can do it so fast. You could watch one clip of a news thing, and it gets stuck in the subconscious part of the brain, and you never think of it again because you hate politics, for example. But it doesn't matter. They've already planted the seed, and then when they reinforce it by repetition, and pay attention to the word repetition, they repeat it over and over and over. It may not be the same minister of lies. Other ones that are paid to do the same thing, being paid and in a lot of cases directly connected to said country, like Israel, would happen to be a citizen of that country too, which is quite dubious, I would add, but it's none of my business because there's nothing I can do about it. But if you have an interest in looking at how quickly somebody can put into the state of hypnosis, or in this case mind control, because in the profession we try to separate this mind control from hypnosis. People would argue with me, others in the field would argue with me that, oh my God, there's this great vast expanse of distance in between mind control and hypnosis. And I would argue there's a very fine line. If you'd like to see how some of this would work, you can check it out on my Hypnosis Now channel. There are a few where it is called a compliance test, and you do it prior to putting someone deep into hypnosis in order to cause a positive change. And I have a few of those on my hypnosis channel, and they're very interesting. You can make somebody forget something. These are called positive hallucinations or a negative hallucination. But it's very fascinating, and the world governments are masters at doing this. They can have you believing something, boom, just like that, and then when they repeat it over and over and over and over, you start to believe. You start to believe it. I mean, you're looking at this card that is clearly blue, but they tell you it's red enough times, and you're looking at this card and it becomes the color red. Y'all, and people don't realize it. And you know, this is an example, and then I'm going to close this video out. All you have to do is think about the way Madison Avenue will do these 15-second advertisements on TV for their product. 15 seconds or less. And the amount of stuff that they are able to jam into that in 15 seconds. Although, also, if you notice, if you're watching the same program, they will redo that same 15 clip of whatever it is they're selling. You'll go back to the movie, then boom, right back to that commercial. This is repetition. And before you know it, you got a craving for something that you did not have a craving for. And it works. The reason we know it works is because they've been using this through the entire lifetime of TV. They were using it before TVs. They were using it during radios. Repetition. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. If you find this interesting and how easy it is to get somebody to get into your head and repeat something enough, check out some of my other videos where I have actually done this compliance part of this to a few subjects, and it's very fascinating. At least to some people it might be. Anyways, stay safe and be careful what you look at and listen to, because they can reach out and grab you.